So the idea of doing DNA testing, some shelters have actually done that, and I think if you contacted, it's a group called Pet Health. They collected some data around that because there is a lot of misidentification of dogs. Often we are looking at physical characteristics and saying because this dog is this size, has this shaped head, this shaped body, then he's this breed, when in fact if you do the DNA testing, they might have some of that, but they might also have a larger amount of some other breeds that perhaps you didn't know. I think the biggest challenge is cost. Typically, those tests can run anywhere from $25 to upwards of $75 or $80. And for most shelters, and I would include us in that, funds are so limited that if we aren't able to really see a direct return on that investment, so if having that information meant those animals moved out more quickly, or we could place more of them, then there would certainly be more of an emphasis on doing those tests. At least in our community, there's a large number of people that love big breed dogs and that are adopting them. And then I think there's some people that aren't going to be swayed either way. If they look at the dog and it appears a certain way, I don't think it's going to matter to them that the test actually said it was a very small percentage. So I think it might really depend on the community and kind of what the challenges are. I think what we did, I can't remember how long ago, it might have been like 5 or 6 years ago, is because we identified that pit bulls were such a large number of our intake, and that, as you know, there are lots of stereotypes and assumptions about the breed. We really wanted to focus on how do we change that, how do we shift it. And so we created what we call the Pit Crew, and we reached out to people that had adopted pit bulls from us. And what we know is that people that have adopted pit bulls and big breed, bully breed dogs are some of the best advocates out there because they can speak from a very personal point of view around, what were their assumptions? Why did this dog appeal to them, and what if they learned by having that dog that someone else, just having the data or just having the information may not be able to speak to it the same way. And it was really great. It was a very small effort. We would send out pictures of pit bulls that were available for adoption, and so we asked kind of our pit crew to help us get the word out and talk to other people that they know that might be interested. Our other assumption is that birds of a feather flock together, so dog people usually are friends with other dog people. People that are comfortable with bigger breed dogs often know other people that would be at least open to that consideration. And so it was one of those efforts that I think was successful, and that we still want to keep thinking about things like that. So ways that we can, almost on a grassroots level, have advocates out in the community that are showcasing just how fantastic these dogs are, versus us doing it as an organization or doing it from kind of a high level where we're not necessarily on that connection level that somebody up here, that a friend, that somebody else would have.